Hello and welcome back to the Football Rundown. We're back here, of course, to our Stockport County course once again. We have a signing actually this Friday evening. I just want to apologise as well. I have been quite absent on the channel over the last 2 weeks. No video's gone out since I spoke about Ethan Pye and his rumoured move to Blackburn Rovers. That's gone quiet, I'll be honest. But yeah, I've not been speaking as much over the last 2 weeks, so I just want to apologise for that. But of course, 2 weeks on Sunday, the season starts. We're getting closer to the season starting. Things will start to take shape, and of course, we'll get back to putting up videos a bit more often again. We do have the friendlies coming up next week, of which I'll be doing both of those friendlies. Salford on the Friday night and Hull City at Edgeley Park on the Saturday. And then, of course, the season starts. We've got a couple of things lined up in between then as well, in terms of on the channel, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. But yeah, County have signed someone. We've had the shirts come out as well. Andy Mangan's gone to Botafogo. So it's all been kicking off a little bit over the last few weeks, and it has been really busy. So I'm probably going to go a bit more in depth on the kits at some point if people want me to. To be fair, I did say I was going to do a video on the shirts. If people want that, do let me know in the comments. But of course, I've got that one behind me there. There, the new shirt, the new home shirt. But of course, today the new away shirts come out. Now I'm not going to say too much on it, but it might as well be the home shirt if you look at the colours. And of course, we do have our new signing in the new shirt being the away shirt, which has come out today. So without further ado, Stockport County have today welcomed Corey O'Keeffe on loan from Barnsley ahead of the 25-26 season. This is what Stockport County had to say just a few hours ago. Welcome to County, Corey O'Keeffe. The wing-back joined us on a season-long loan deal from Barnsley. And they've said looking good in that kit, Corey O'Keeffe. So now we have two Coreys at the football club. Corey O'Keeffe will come in. He's a right back, can play right wing back, and can also do a job in midfield from what I've read. Now this does, from what I've read very, very briefly, I'm getting the perception that he's someone who's very good going forward and probably lacks a little bit defensively, which is the opposite of the issue we had on the other side of the pitch with Ibi Toure, who was very good defensively, but not great going forward. So we're obviously in a position where we needed a right back, we needed two right backs, we still need a right back, and it'll be interesting to see where County see Corey O'Keeffe. Do they see him as a backup right back? Do they see him as the main right back for the majority of the season? That's going to be very interesting to see, what the plans are for that. Similar on the other side of the pitch with Teo Edon, who's come in as a left back at 27 years of age. Both are 27 as well, it's worth pointing out. And it remains to be seen whether or not he's going to be the first choice left back, or if there is plans for us to bring in another left back and Teo Edon becomes the backup. Now, obviously, we know how Cheltenham works. You can lose your place very quickly if you don't put the effort in. So it's not like anyone's guaranteed a starting spot necessarily. But what I'm saying is, has this player been brought in with the idea of him being a first choice player? Well, at the moment, he's the only right back that's come in this summer, and the same with Teo Edon at left back, being the only left back that's come in this summer. And of course, Ryan Rydell has gone out on loan to play for Exeter for the season with no recall option, probably because they feel he's better as a left wing back, and he'll get more minutes as a left wing back with Exeter and how they play. It's very interesting actually, because it sounds like Corey O'Keeffe is better as a right wing back rather than a right back, and therefore that suggests we may well be looking to play a three at the back more often than a four at the back, which if was the case, we could have probably looked at keeping Ryan Rydell, especially if we're not going to bring in a left back. I'm assuming we are going to bring in a left back, but with just 2 weeks to go till the season starts, there's a lot of business I still think it needs to be done before I can go, right, we're ready. And I do think we'll end up going into the season and still completing some business once the season starts, because I just think with 2 weeks left and the pre-season games next week, next Friday and next Saturday, it's going to be one hell of a busy week if we get 3 or 4 players in. I just can't see that, and I wouldn't expect that either. But we also know that we are looking at bringing in, I think it's a Finland international, a centre-back, 28 years of age. We're pretty much expecting that to be done in the next few days as well. I think there's been work permit issues. But coming back to Corey O'Keeffe, like I say, getting the perception, getting the vibe that he's very much a wing-back more than a full-back. But yeah, very experienced, 27 years of age. I think his first season at Barnsley was a strong season. I think they got the playoffs. Obviously, last season wasn't quite the season I think Barnsley were hoping for. But he's played a lot of football at League One. I think it's 121 appearances in League One, I'm reading here, over the last 3 seasons. And yeah, he's now pretty much considered an established League One right back. and I'm reading that from the statement on the club website. He obviously becomes the fourth signing of the summer. So we brought in Joseph Olowu, Teo Edon, Malik Mothersill, and now we've got of course Corey O'Keeffe. Like I say, I do expect more to be done, before now, and hopefully the season's starting. Now, of course, a lot of interest around this signing for a loan signing. I thought, he's been down to the ground. People have been able to go and get the opportunity to go and meet him, pick up the new shirt. That happened around 4 to I think it's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock today. So a lot of interest around him. Seems to have been plastered around Stockport County socials quite a bit as well, which is quite rare for a player which is only a loan signing. It seems to be like you can't really get away from it. I mean, I was busy at the time. I had my phone off, but I've very quickly put my phone back on at R4, and I saw that we'd signed him, and I saw that quite a bit was going on down at Edgeley Park today. So let us know if you went and picked up your shirt and managed to meet him. What was he like? What was that experience like? It's not something we typically do at Stockport County, but maybe it's something we'll look to do more often in the future. But yeah, Corey O'Keeffe, like I say, I can't really comment too much because I don't remember us playing. He didn't particularly stand out to me when we played him. But I think he got 9 or 10 assists as well, I think, last season as a wing back. So they're decent numbers, and it does go to the theory that he's good going forward. What is he like defensively? I guess we'll find out. And as it stands at the moment, he will be considered the first choice right back. I think maybe Jay Mingy could be considered an option there, but I know that we had issues with him last season where he just seemed to be out of the picture. But I do think this is an opportunity. We're all sort of assuming new players will come in, and of course we'll still sign some new players. But there are still players who currently got there, like Jay Mingy, like Lewis Fiorini, who are obviously in a different position, but we're almost discounting them. I think there's players that could surprise us this season. I think Jay Mingy, there's an opportunity for him to be a right back. To be fair, I'm saying we need another right back to come in, but if we brought in Corey O'Keeffe, for the majority of the season, you've got Jay Mingy who can play there as well, then you have got two players that can play right back, to be fair. So we might not really see another right back come in, but let's just see what happens. I think the interesting thing is we're yet to find out with Corey O'Keeffe whether or not it's a permanent, whether or not they have the option of a permanent signing, a buy option. And we also don't know if there's a recall option from what I've seen. So we don't know if obviously we know with the Rydell deal that there's no option for him to be recalled by Stockport County in January. We don't know if that's the case as it stands from what I've read with Corey O'Keeffe. So we don't know if there's an opportunity he could be recalled in January, which of course creates issues for us as we saw last January. And we also do not, we don't know if there is an option for County to buy him on a permanent should that loan work out. It is interesting that we've gone down the loan market to sign a player in a key position for us, to be honest, a position that did need strengthening. It surprised me that we've gone for a loan. It seems like a loan would be something we'd be more likely to do when we don't land the targets we wanted, maybe late on in the window. So it is surprising for me that we've gone into the loan market. But it is a player I think we're linked with, over maybe the sort of last week. So, when I saw it flash up that we'd signed him, it was a name that I've read over the last week. So it wasn't a surprise that we'd signed him, but I think it is surprising and maybe potentially quite telling that we're looking at the loan market rather than looking at buying a right back. Does that mean that we're looking to, sign a right back that will be the first choice and this is just good cover? Or does it mean that maybe there is a limited budget for us and we're looking to use that budget elsewhere in the squad? I guess. No, who knows? But yeah, just wanted to say, Corey O'Keeffe, he's signing, he'll be here for the season. As it stands, we don't know if there's a recall. Interested to see what he's like, and I guess we'll get to see what he's like maybe in that game against Salford next Friday. And of course, we'll see the away kit for the first time as well in that game as well. So just want to get your thoughts on Corey O'Keeffe signing for Stockport County for the 25-26 season on loan. Of course, I want to get your thoughts on the other stuff that's been going around with Stockport County over the last few weeks. I want to get your thoughts. Do you want me to do a video on the kits as well? We'll also want to get your thoughts on the kits. And just anything else that you want me to talk about before the season starts, let me know in the comments. But yeah, just a quick one. Don't forget to like the video. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. Get your thoughts in the comments section. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, thanks for watching.